one thing I can say is that I'm thankful that my family and I are healthy and that everybody is okay. So I'm definitely thankful for that. But the installation of fear by this machine is too much.
They gonna see hate, they gonna see jealousy, they gonna see this type of stuff because that's where their energy at now. A person like me, and so the higher level, I walk through the energy grid. I'm gonna see people, you know what I'm saying, people saying hey, you know what I'm saying, people speaking to you, you know what I'm saying, people smiling, you know what I'm saying, people actually want to see you around now, you know what I'm saying, people actually happy, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, actually show you respect and stuff like that because that's where your energy at, you know what I'm saying.
She my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need, what I need. She's my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need.
This for the real good, just cause I'm so hood. If you ain't girlfriend, I wish that you would. Try to act right, be my lady. Let's have this baby, I won't be shady. Let's live a good life, wealth and lavish. Puff some cabbage, pass on the baggage. I'm not your average.
You gotta back up, bro.
I know you remember.
Yo, OH10 Turk Tech, your boy Chuck back in the building. So I just came back in the house from riding around the west side of Cleveland. Well, I wasn't riding around. I actually had to go to the store, but I did want to see what was going on. Not many people out and about. I went into Aldi's. There was 3 people. And I have an Arabic grocery store that I go to get my hummus and tabbouleh and flatbread. And there was nobody in there either. So, one thing, a couple things that I noticed. Gas prices are lower than they have been in the past, probably 15, maybe even 20 years, $1.70, $1.75, and that's in Cuyahoga County. Our taxes are higher because we got this fucking stadium and all this other bullshit we paying for. I would have to assume it's probably $1.69, $1.65 in Lorain County, which is right next door to me. Not enough for me to go down there and get gas, but the cheap gas is definitely what's going down. Fear is definitely what's going down when you walk into the store. You know, you go to grab something, if there's somebody standing there, they automatically go to 6 feet because the news told you to. No time in my 45 years on this planet have I ever been able to duck, dodge, or get away from the flu. It can't happen. If you're gonna catch it, you're gonna catch the flu. That's what it is. I understand this is, a little bit more serious than the flu, but that brings me to the point that, is it COVID-19 that we scared of, or is it death? Because if it's death, that's a real easy one. It doesn't exist. You're supposed to have already died. So when COVID-19 comes, it's just a transformation. My grandmother would say, take me sooner. The fear, I guess, is, people's fear is people's fear. I don't know. I'll leave the house again if I got to. Whatever. Then I was thinking, back in the beginning, middle of January to about the middle of February, I was sick. And I thought I had what was the flu, but I don't really watch TV, so I just found out what the symptoms were from a video that I watched on YouTube. And they talked about a dry cough, which I had. I had mucus buildup in my lungs. It was hard for me to breathe. I had a fever for about 3 or 4 days. My daughter even had a fever for 3 or 4 days. So in our house, we thought that we were passing around the flu. It may have been the flu, maybe it was COVID-19, I don't know. But the one thing I can say is that I'm thankful that my family and I are healthy and that everybody is okay. So I'm definitely thankful for that. But the installation of fear by this machine is too much. Y'all gotta chill out, you know. Maybe you need some of this. I know I need some of this. Get them cooking off real good. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. That Pulsar always does me good. Can't go wrong with that Pulsar. The Pulsar is for more of a quick fix. You just got to tap in real quick. Boom, you throw the dab in there and heat it up. There's not really no... like with my Dynavap, you know, there's no process. Which I'm not really a fan of. I like processes and the method of doing certain things. And with the Pulsar, there's no method. It's just you throw it in there and you get high. It's almost like a fucking crack pipe. Make sure y'all checking out the video I did earlier today to enter to win my Firefly 2 Plus. It'd be real dope for somebody. So you will get the box and all the materials that came with it. But the video that's marked giveaway that I did earlier today, make sure you, for all of my subscribers, you like and comment on that video, and you will be entered in a chance to win the Firefly 2. Real dope piece of equipment there. I may wind up even getting another one, but whatever. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I think the biggest thing that's going to come out of this, I was thinking about how they have, I also watched how they were trying to introduce a stimulus, how they were trying to give people money. Almost positive that something has to roll out from this. I mean, why does nobody ask why this situation is identical to Contagion? You know what I'm saying? Like, identical to Contagion. There was another movie, Outbreak. I should probably go back and watch that one too. Contagion and Outbreak were two movies in the past, I believe, 20 years that dealt with what we have going on here. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention, I remember when I got sick, I'm real in tune to my body. So any changes that go on inside my body when something's not right, an alarm goes off, and I tend to address it. I don't know how, I'm just going to tell you. I was standing outside at my job and they were doing their usual crop dusting, making the you know, the lines in the air, whatever you want to call them. line that they had already made, and it looked like there was something falling from it. Or it looks like the gas or whatever the trail was that was there was not moving out and dissipating. It looked like it was falling, like maybe there was heavier particles in it. I was outside. I went outside a couple more times that day. I don't really remember what day it was, but I know it was in January. That night, I started to get a tickle in my throat. This was around the middle of the end of January. I really didn't think much of it because as a smoker, I used to get an upper respiratory infection every year. I no longer smoke, so I thought it was weird that I was getting an upper respiratory infection, or what seemed like an upper respiratory infection. But the other respiratory infections that I have had did not come with a fever and a headache and all of the normal stuff. The other ironic thing, this was a couple months ago, so I'm just trying to piece this together. The other ironic thing was I worked through it. Like, there was no body aches. There was no, there was nothing. It was just a fever. But even with the fever, I didn't have like the chills. It was just like my body was hot, maybe 101, 102 degrees, bounce between 99 and 102 degrees. I don't really take medicine. Not really. I don't take medicine. So I used extreme amounts of vitamin C. I want to say maybe somewhere between 8 and 10 capsules a day that were probably 500 milligrams or however they measure out vitamin C. But they were regular vitamin C tabs that you could get from the health food store. So I loaded up on those, and I stopped eating. I cleansed my insides, and usually that will break anything that I have, from a cold to a fever, along with some essential oils that I use as well, will take care of a fever and help my upper respiratory infection. I was inhaling thieves like crazy, all type oregano capsules, all types of stuff. And nothing really helped this except time. So I don't know if, like I said, if I had COVID or whatever the hell, the coronavirus, but I was sick in January, February. I do see how someone who is not healthy getting that, where it could potentially be fatal. Especially that there was a lot of, towards the end, there was a lot of mucus. I remember every morning there was a lot of yellow mucus. So I know that there was some type of infection when you get yellow and green colors in your mucus, yellow or green colors in your mucus. Mine just happened to be yellow. So I think that's, I think maybe yellow is viral and green is bacteria. I'm not really sure. Maybe someone who's more versed on that than me knows. But I only say that to say that I wasn't scared then, and I'm not scared now. Neither should you be. And if you've already, found a way to die to the flesh, nothing can kill you anyway. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. Maybe I'll throw the the video of me riding around, showing what was open, but there was no National Guard out. The police aren't pulling everybody over. None of that crap. It just seems to be the people are out who have something to do. You know, I even saw a couple people running and on the street. I didn't go near any of the parks in my neighborhood, but I did ride past the mall. Walmart was packed, like outrageous. And Walmart was just absolutely riddled. I mean, if you're gonna catch something, that's gonna be where where it is. So I try to go to Aldi's and Target in these times because Target's prices is so high. It kind of coronavirus tries to stay out of there. So that's where I've been shopping. I've been using this time to meditate. I hope you're doing the same. Meditate and reflect on life. You know, that's how we become wise. I'm still working on it. I found out yesterday. So deep down in there, there's still little flakes and pieces and parts of an ego. And I'm glad it showed itself. So now I know I have to really get on myself with the meditation, you know, maybe an extra float during the month or something like that. If any of you have not tried floating, go try it. It's super dope. I'm claustrophobic and I don't have a problem with it because I can slip into meditation fairly quickly, within a minute or two. So I don't really have enough time in there to get, you know, like that, for claustrophobia to set in. Don't really have time. But it looks like that'll be quite a ways road before I can do that. It would be absolutely dope to have one of those chambers in my house. And maybe we will look at doing something like that. You know, maybe I could set a world record for how many hours I could stay in a float chamber. If I had to guess off the top of my head, I could probably stay in that chamber I know for sure that I could stay there for 24 hours. I know for sure, absolutely for certain, if I dehydrated myself and I cleansed myself out, I could stay in there for 24 hours. How much longer than that? I'm not really sure. But 24 hours would be a real dope experiment. You know, maybe I'll go to the float place and see if they will, you know, accommodate that. You know, maybe when my numbers get up a little bit more and I have something to offer them. But I think that would be real fresh. The 24-hour float. But just to see if I can make it, you know, 24 hours. In my head, I could see myself being in this chamber for 24 hours just because of the things that are on display to you. I do understand that every float is different. It's like every mushroom trip is different. Every, you know, all that stuff is just different every time. Life is different every time. At least it should be different every time. If it's not different every time, you did. So that's what it is. But yeah, man, I just wanted to check in and I'm gonna try and find some more people like myself that are just, you know, I consider myself just to be a regular person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making no noise out here. You know, I smoke my little trees and you know, give up the ghost to y'all. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all stay safe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to these videos. Maybe that's my fault because I know in the earlier videos I said I didn't care if you like, comment, and subscribe. But go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I didn't realize how important that was at the time in this community. And I'm sure down the road there will be things that I'm going to need numbers to pull off. You know, things like the float chamber. I'm going to need to be able to say, hey, I could show this to, you know, 10,000 people, you know. Maybe get them to put a float chamber in my house. That would be fire. I would absolutely sleep in a float chamber if I could. Every night, no fail, I would sleep in a float chamber. Yeah, you wouldn't even have to ask me. It'd be a wrap. I'd sleep there every night. And for those of you who go try it, especially if you deal with any form of PTSD, or what they call PTSD, I just call it not being present, because when you're present, there is no PTSD. But don't let them give you drugs for that shit. Don't let them give you drugs for nothing. Once you start taking them drugs, they get to fucking with your insides. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep taking them. Your food should be your medicine. Your food and your lack of food should be the medicine to you. Don't forget, your body uses 30% of its energy to digest. When you are not digesting, i.e. fasting, your body has time to rid itself of toxins. And if you ever do an extended fast for longer than 7 days, which I have managed to pull off one time, I got 14 days. You know, the night of the 14th day, I started to get hungry again. And I heard the second time when you get hungry, that's when you go into starvation. So I didn't want to push it. I was already weak, and but I had gathered everything that I need, you know, from that experience. It was a pretty dope experience, and maybe I'll do that here. Maybe I need to do that here coming up. You know, we got 2 weeks off. Maybe that's what I'll do. You know, I'll fast. It's kind of messed up. I made a pot of beans today, some red beans and some rice. But, and I ate that with some, what do you call it? Some spinach and tomatoes and cucumbers. So that's what my dinner looked like tonight. I should be good off that, you know, for a little bit. Maybe we will, we'll hit a fast here. I'm going to meditate on it this evening. And, I may even hit you with 3 videos today. I don't know. You know, we'll see what it looks like. But thank y'all for tuning in. Turk Tech, peace.